Ollie's over there trying to catch a grasshopper to fish with.
Nice job, buddy. Alrighty, y'all. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on our quarter-acre fishing and swimming pond. They're fishing out here every single day. It is just a blast. Ollie catches these big old grasshoppers. He's using some permaculture, taking the pests, the big grasshoppers, and feeding them to the fish. Oh, okay. So it's been about 6 months since you've seen the pond, and you guys, so much has happened, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, you won't be getting in that pond, girl.
Turtles are one of the things that I can update you about this pond. Is that a snake or is that a turtle? Okay, it looks like that was just now a turtle. We've currently had to remove 3 turtles from the pond. And by remove,
Shot.
We just don't know what is below the surface. So having a possible snapping turtle with our kids down in the midst, that's something that we're not gonna deal with. My Ruger 1022, that thing just ricocheted off of the turtles. 12 gauge with some bird shot, that definitely took care of it. There's still one more left in there. This water did come all the way up to the sill. It didn't actually overflow, but it did come basically. So here's our peninsula, this our big beautiful oak tree. The water came all the way up to the end of the grass line. So our pond designer, he knew exactly what he was doing, and that water was good because you want to be able to keep as much water in the pond as possible. Oh, buddy, you gotta let that go, man.
Let it go, Chip.
There he goes.
So the water level is holding strong. We're gonna hit about a heat of 100 degrees for probably 3 or 4 days this next week. So we're really gonna be able to test, see how well this holds water. So as you can see, it's still very sandy and patchy. So the ryegrass is starting to die down, and really I've realized that I need a way to spread compost. I do have some Bermuda grass down below here, but it's just struggling. All right, let's talk about fish, because everybody wants to talk about fish. That's the whole point of having a fishing pond, is the actual fish. So whenever you saw our last video about the pond, it basically ended with us stocking it with some fathead minnows. They're doing great. They're doing fantastic. They're all swimming here. We even built this fish habitat for them so that they can breed down at the deepest spot of the pond. Oh gosh, y'all are such liars. I don't want to do it. Oh.
You go, baby.
Oh. Okay. Try.
Let her go.
I couldn't do it. Okay, I'm trying. Stop talking to me. Then, about a month or so ago, I realized that there are seasons for stocking a pond. I didn't know that, but we ended up going to a local fish fishery. We really wanted some red ear sunfish and then some hybrid bass. Unfortunately, those were no longer available, but they did have some bigger bluegill. And you guys, these bluegill have been awesome. Like, we were able to throw them in the pond. They're fishing out here every single day. It is just a blast being able to come to your backyard and oh yeah. And so Ollie catches these big old grasshoppers. He's using some permaculture and taking the pests, the big grasshoppers, and feeding them to the fish and having entertainment, enjoyment by fishing at the same time.
One day food.
So the bluegill are a lot of fun to hang out here and fish. It's super hot, so we really can only do it in the early morning and the late evening. Another permaculture thing that we have been doing is turning the problem into a solution. Is our garden is actually producing a whole lot of stink bugs and pests, and our chickens don't want to eat those bugs. So what we're doing is we're snipping off the branches, coming back here and throwing those branches into the pond, and the bluegill are just attacking it like crazy. We also bought some standard fish food from Tractor Supply that we throw that out about once every couple of days just to get those bluegill growing bigger and bigger. Okay, over here is the downhill spot where we had a lot of the erosion problems, and I built these little berms. They're not exactly swales, but they are diversion berms. And someone commented that it would be a good place to plant fruit trees, and he was absolutely right. That's on the plan. So we have one berm up there, another one there, and then one more right here. And as you can see down here is this little darker area, and this is where the water would settle. And then here's the berm right here. We are trying to get some Bermuda grass to grow, and it's done a decent job, especially whenever we have a heavy rain. It definitely helped to slow down the water just rushing down here. And then in the heavy rain events, I would come down here with a shovel and kind of like help smooth those out and find where things are overflowing and where things are breaking the berm. So it was fun being able to do little jobs like that, playing in the rain as a 40-year-old. So what we're gonna have here is Kelly wants to buy some sort of river rock. I'm not sure what her design is, but she wants to have this be this nice rock entryway right over here, so that it's just nice and clean, and you can kind of come out and sit on the white rock or something like that, and the rock just goes and then just goes down a little to the shallow end. So that'll give us a nice, just fun way for the kids to come and swim over here and just hang out. Ooh, speaking of swimming and slightly about the turtles, so when I did kill some of the turtles, whenever they washed up on the shore, because they were floating, I grabbed one of them and I saw something crawling inside of the turtle shell.
Show the kids.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you won't be getting in that pond, girl.
What do you... I never thought of that.
I never thought of that.
That was a leech. I don't know how many leeches were in there. I don't know if they were just in the turtles. I don't know if they're in the pond, but that's also what we're dealing with, is there are some leeches, at least on those dead turtles. Get in the water! That's why we want to be able to get those red ear sunfish. Those are supposed to be the best fish for eating the leeches, as well as some of the bluegill. We're not going to do catfish. That would probably be like the best, because catfish are bottom feeders, so they go down in the mud and they eat in the mud and they just make everything all muddy. It would be really good tasting fish, but we don't want catfish because we want to swim in this place. Eventually catfish are going to get into the pond just by nature of birds and of fish eggs on their feet, so we just want to keep the catfish out as long as possible. And one day you'll be able to come out and catch dinner for us.
That'll be awesome.
That will be awesome. Let's see if Ollie can catch one. No pressure, buddy. Oh, they got it? Alrighty, y'all, so that is the update of our 1/4 acre fishing pond. If you missed the main video, I'm gonna put it right up here where you can see the full process of us building this pond.